Supervisors Association's e-learning on how to navigate the Arizona State Legislature's website. What we'll be covering today is how to change the legislative session, provide a high-level overview of some of the tools that are available on the website, details on how to search for a bill and use bill status inquiry to find the action taken on a bill, and then how to download that action into a summary, and then provide some additional tools on what you'll find when you're using the bill status inquiry system. Arizona Legislative Information System, or ALIS, is located at www.azleg.gov. And as you can see, it's defaulted to the 2018 session. And while the session hasn't officially started yet, in this case, the reason why we're showing the 2018 session is because some of the bills for the upcoming session have already dropped. But if I wanted to see a bill from a previous session, all I need to do is click on the little arrow here, and that's going to bring me a drop-down list of all the different bills or all the different sessions that are available online. It does go back to 1989. Some of the early information is quite limited, but starting in 2007, committee hearings were recorded, and so you'll start to get more robust information as time goes on. In addition, in the middle of the screen, you'll see a bunch of pictures, and under each of these areas, you're able to hover over them to reveal additional information that I'll cover in just a moment. At the bottom, you'll see a quick glance of all of the different legislative events that are happening that week. If you click on one of the days, it'll bring up a different calendar that will have a list of all of the different activities happening. If there's a committee hearing, it'll link you to the agenda for that committee hearing. Or if you want to, you can look at just a day, or you can look at it by week or month. So once you're on the ALIS screen, if you hover over members, you'll see these two blue fields. These are both hyperlinks, and if you click on member roster, it'll take you to the roster for the House and the Senate, or you can search by legislative district. Under legislative tracking, you get a link to the bill status inquiry page, which we'll be talking about in more detail in a moment. The request to speak system allows you to sign up to speak during a committee hearing and register your position on a bill. And if you haven't had a chance, check out our e-learning on request to speak on our website as well. That'll walk you through how to log in and how to navigate between the request to speak system and the bill status inquiry system. Standing committees is a great resource if you want to get an overview of, let's say, all of the different committee members on a particular committee, or if you want to know the staff members that are assigned. In addition, it provides you a running list of all the different committee meeting minutes and agendas for that legislative session and that committee. But this is just for standing committees. If you want to look at committee agendas for a standing committee, or let's say you want to look up the next JLAC committee meeting hearing, you can do so under committee agendas and then clicking the agenda search button. Arizona Capitol Television has a lot of great resources. If you click on view archived meetings, all of the meetings that have been recorded are located there, and they break it out by year. So if you're looking for something for 2010, all you do is you click on the 2010 year link, and it'll bring up all of the different recordings for that year. And then if you want to narrow it, you just type in the search field the committee that you're looking for. In addition, if you want to listen to live proceedings, you can do so by clicking on the live proceedings button, and that will bring up a list of all the different committee hearing rooms, and you can click on those to view your live recording. In addition, you may need to look up current statute. If you want to do that, you click on the Legislative Council button, and that's going to bring you a drop down. Arizona Revised Statutes or the state constitution are both listed under that area. So if you need either of those, that's where you'll find it. And if you click on the bills link, you'll see a number of different options. If you happen to, there was a bill that was vetoed, or potentially the governor added a letter with a particular bill that you want to see, you can find that under governor's letters. All of the different session law that has been signed in for for the current legislative session that you're on, you click on session law, it'll have a running list of all of those. Bill info is also a really useful tool if you just want to see a running list of every single bill that has been dropped. If you go to bill info, you'll find that there for both the House or the Senate. And bill tracking, that's going to bring up the bill status inquiry page. But let's say you happen to know what your bill number is and you don't need to search for it. What you can do is in the right-hand side of the screen, you just type in your bill number and hit the search button or enter, and that's going to take you to the bill. Before I walk you through what we're looking at here on the screen for the bill, I'd like to talk about this left-hand column here. If you see calendar listed, now that is going to take you to be able to look at the action of the House or the Senate as a whole. So if you want to look at an upcoming third read or committee of a whole agenda that they plan on having, you can do so under calendar. If you're looking for a specific standing committee, for example, the government committee agenda, then you click on agendas and you can bring up the information there. Executive nominees, for that one, any of the nominees that the governor has submitted to the Senate for confirmation are going to be listed under this link. It goes back a number of years, so if you wanted to look up a person from a few years ago, you can do so under there as well. Then for conference committee, that's when a bill has been moved through both chambers and maybe there's still some reconciliation that needs to happen. Conference committee is where that will be ironed out and their agendas are listed under conference committee. And personal progress is a great tool for if you are tracking multiple bills and you want to keep a list of the things that are important to you. You can create lists under personal progress and add bills to your lists. You can even set it up to have notification. And then for the search function, this is fabulous if you, let's say you don't know the bill number, but you know the section of statute that you want to search. You can type in the section of statute, or if you have a keyword that you want to search. You can also search by bill sponsor. So if you have little nuggets of information on the type of bill that you're looking for, you can use the search function to kind of narrow that down. So then on the overview screen, it's going to have your main information. So once you have your bill number, we see that this particular bill from 2017 was assigned to the government committee and it was given a due pass with all 8 members of the committee voting aye. If you had a nay and you wanted to see who voted nay, you could click on House Standing Details and it would pull up a list of all of the committee members and provide their position on the bill. We also see that the bill was amended on the floor. So we have a DPA here, and then it was sent to third read and passed by the House, sent over to the Senate. It was also assigned to the government committee, and it was amended in the government committee. We see that there was 1 no vote, and if we wanted to get that detail, we'd be able to click on Senate Standing Details. In this particular bill, we see that it also had an additional floor amendment that was submitted, and we see that it was amended during the committee of the whole. And then when it went to third read, it was sent back over to the House, and the House recommended concurrence. So it didn't have to go to a conference committee, but since it was amended, it did have to have a final read. and then it was sent over to the governor, who ultimately vetoed the bill. If this bill had been signed by the governor, then we would see the chapter and section number of that bill. If you wanted to print out all of this detail, you could click MS Word Report, and it would provide you a report of all the action that was covered there. In addition, this is an example of what will pull up. You get the keywords, the sponsor, and all of the sections of statute that are impacted by this particular bill. So it's kind of a nice overview if you want to see that. In addition, if you just want a quick glance at what action's taken place, then you could click on bill status. You click either House or Senate, and it's going to give you the different action that's taken place. Videos has all of the different videos under it that were recorded for this particular bill. You can click on sponsors or keyword, and that's going to give you all of the keywords that were established for this particular bill and show you the sponsor. The RTS bill position records all of the different folks that have logged in their positions, either for, against, or neutral on the bill. And then the documents link is going to provide you with the bill language, summaries from staff in both the House and the Senate. If there was a fiscal note requested by the Joint Legislative Budget Committee, that would be listed there as well. So all of those details would be listed there, in addition to amendments that were made would be listed under documents. So that's the end of the e-learning. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and our contact information is listed here. We'd be happy to help you with any questions that you have on navigating the bill status inquiry screen. Thank you so much.